Prova. 1, 2, 3. Buongiorno. Работает микрофон.
Работает.
Раз, два, три. Девочки, сейчас к вам подойдет Андреа Бетони. Значит, перед началом осталось у нас 3 минуты. Нужно убедиться, что итальянские участники, которые онлайн, подключились к Zoom. Ирина, заседатель, пожалуйста, займите свое место. Вот, к сожалению, тумбочку не поставили. То есть, ну, настоящих героев и красавиц надо знать в лицо. Из-за этого, видимо. Я сейчас сам так сделаю, и спикеров прошу, чтобы вас не отвлекало ничего. Свои телефоны поставьте в беззвучный режим, чтобы во время сессии они нас не отвлекали. Ну,
We kindly ask the speakers and attendees to mute their mobiles so that they would not distract us during the session.
да, но не будет этого. К сожалению, не будет. Хорошо, не проблема. Я отметил у себя. Нормально? Ну ладно, готовность минута. Ну, начнем. Добрый день.
Good afternoon, dear friends, attendees and speakers.
Рад приветствовать вас.
I'm pleased to welcome you on our session on Italian industries and the way from brands to localizing production in Russia. I would like to thank everyone for participating, especially our Italian friends, because this is difficult times. Our country has huge pressure, and it is really important to diversify our economy, and we have to develop new industries. Because there are some products that we unfortunately bought using money from oil and gas, and we need high technologies. And I must say that we have all the resources for that. We have huge energy sector, self-sufficient, huge energy sector, demand not quite satisfied, highly qualified workforce that we workforce and institutions that we inherited from Soviet Union. Therefore, today our friends have all the opportunities to use our market, to use their competences, and I really appreciate that our Italian friends, we have always had special relations with Italian people, not only in Soviet times, but if we speak about Soviet times, the biggest, mixed Italian-European chamber was the Italian-Russian Chamber of Commerce. Let me introduce myself. I'm Ruslan Kinzikev. I have been a representative of the Italian-Russian Chamber of Commerce since 2010. Also, I'm also vice head of the Eurasian People's Assembly representation, and Andrei Gennadievich became the head of this representation office. And today I think that we can discuss our approaches, new logistics chains, some interesting points of customs policies. The session is going to be very interesting, and we do appreciate the participation from our dear friends. And the floor is given to Vittorio Tarambini, president of Association Jim Impresa, Association of Italian Entrepreneurs in Russia. I met him 18 years ago, and he was part of this community of Russian-Italian community, and he contributed a lot to our economy, and we appreciate that you are a very busy person, but you always respond to our invitations. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here in Sibay. All my friends, when I visited Sibay many years ago for the first time in winter, there was snow falling on the hills around the city. We probably awakened the bear, therefore we were running really fast. Today's Sibay and the Sabantu event is happening at really tough times. Relations between Europe and Russia, between Italy and Russia, is very difficult. You know, that political pressure that we have, that we feel from European authorities, from mass media, from banking and finance sector. This pressure is really significant, and there is witch hunting, and all those companies that cooperate with Russia feel this pressure. There is a huge fight against these companies that have been creating companies for 30 years, that have been establishing business and have improved not only economic relationships but also cultural relations and social relations. And I had discussions with our friends. We have Italian companies that try to hide themselves, not to display their continued activities. They try to hide these activities from the British Embassy in Rome, because the British Embassy makes calls and they ask, "Are you still working with Russia?" And our business people, they give proper answers to these questions. Sometimes they really give not very polite. Sometimes their responses are not very polite. Still, 99% of our enterprises that didn't suffer sanctions, they continue working in Russia. We have 110 companies having production facilities in Russia, and only one company suspended its activities. And recently, many smaller enterprises appeared, cheese-producing companies, Our entrepreneurs that started with Italian sausages, Elio Capelli has 6 pizza cafes. These are small businesses, but they are even small to medium businesses, small to medium enterprises. And for example, in Elio Capelli's pizzeria, they employ 100 people. What are the thoughts? What are our thoughts about the future? Why we are interested in Bashkortostan, in Russia? Because you know, you can twist this world as much as you like, but any full cycle, you find Russia in its place. Energy sector, resources, natural resources, human brains, good people, and we share close cultural relations. There are close ties between our nations. We have one shared characteristics. We do not know how to organize things, but the very last minute, everything turns to be right. And therefore, for many years, Russian people have been asking Italians, inviting Italians, and Italians continue visiting Russia despite all the sanctions, and the number of our Italian people coming to Russia, this number has increased. What new enterprises we have? My colleagues will tell you more about it, about investments. We are going to have investment projects in Bashkortostan, and I can guarantee you, and I have been I have answered this question many times. Nobody can stop Italian business, and even the most remote country in the world, with minimal foreign economic relations for production, you can find Italians there. Therefore, Russia is not a small country, and Bashkortostan is even bigger than Italy, and you, for sure, you will find Italians here. Thank you very much, Vittorio. Andrei Gennadovich and I, we have been trying many years to invite Andrei Podimok. This is another story. I have been representative of Association of Bashkirian Entrepreneurs in Moscow. He's a very famous person here in Russia, but this geopolitical situation, our Ministry of Foreign Affairs is very active, our Prime Minister is very active, and Andrei is constantly on business trips with our Prime Minister, but we do plan our event in future. He's very energetic. He has a lot of projects, and many projects that you know of. These projects were created by him. And the exhibition of state procurement was created by Moscow Association of Entrepreneurs. And Business Russia. This is very interesting story. But Andrei Podinok, we are really grateful to him. He was not able to make it here for objective reasons, but he supported us anyway, because one of his projects is Association of Importers and Exporters, and Irina Zasedatel, I appreciate her participation. She will speak today during our session, and she will talk about very important topic. It is important for our Italian friends as well, foreign economic activities in the settings of sanctions and in terms of supplies to Russia. She is vice president, but also she is the member of she's also member of the Expert Advisory Council on the implementation of customs policy. Thank you very much. This is not our first time in Bashkiria. We have been part of our dialogues. Our colleagues are very busy. So many events are taking part at the same time here in Sibai. I'd like to show you my presentation. We have uploaded your presentation in advance. I will focus on some slides from my presentation. Could you just nod if you have this presentation or not? I need a clicker. Could you give me a clicker, please? Thank you so much. Please run the presentation. Let me start anyway. I just need clicker to change the slides. I need this clicker to control my slides. Thank you very much for presenting me. In addition to my positions, I have been working in the field of external economic activities for 25 years, counseling services, transportation services, freight services, and currently our situation we are living in. Let me step back a little bit from political issues. Not only politics affects our logistics.
Я бы вам сказала, давайте мы уже, понятно.
The issues of interaction started with COVID pandemic, and these problems affected what happened to us. This is a funny slide. The upper part is how we lived in the past, how we saw the situation, and the lower part is the vortexes of problems. Earlier, our foreign partners understood more or less how to interact with Russian customers. Because, of course, we've tried to negotiate better conditions, but we want discounts. We have our legal requirements, and this documentation, discussion, negotiation, when we confirm customs costs, when we generate customs documents, it was difficult to understand for our European partners. Well, the clicker is not working, unfortunately. But today we have different kind of problems. We all understand, common people, when we say unfriendly countries, this is political term. This is not, these countries are not truly unfriendly for us. And we cannot say that people, that entrepreneurs do not want to work with Russia. It's not true, because people want to work with Russia, but we understand there are certain conditions that make it our interactions difficult, and it affects the mechanics of supplies, the logistics chains, because some transporters cannot get into Russia, we cannot get into Europe, and especially sea routes, automobile transportation. We do have serious problems, and sanctioned cargoes. And sometimes foreign company wants but cannot work with Russia because they are afraid of secondary sanctions. They're eager to continue working but cannot. Some companies can cooperate, but they do not want for certain reasons. And of course, this breaks our routine relations. But the most courageous people who believe in our partnership, we continue joint work, and we still have those opportunities to continue as our suppliers. We have problems with finance, with financial logistics. We have problems with technically. We have no access to SWIFT system, but we still can make direct payments. But the timing has increased. Over many years, we have accustomed to quick payment settlement, and now 7 days of payment is good for us. We understand that single day payment is not possible, and it takes longer to make a payment, and it is a more expensive and it takes longer, and you have to take it into account. But there is another aspect which is related to our difficulties. In order to buy certain groups of products, we use transportation hubs like Turkey, United Arab Emirates to physically transport these commodities without but hiding that the destination is Russia. Our Italian partners know that these products are going to Russia, but the destination is not visible. It is, of course, a more expensive route. Everyone pays taxes, and we have this chain reaction. But still, we can continue our relations. We continue buying from our European partners, even though we pay more. And we have this concept of parallel import. It's a quite old notion. This is the concept of intellectual property. We have some differences between our legal system and global legal system. And parallel import is not new. Parallel does not mean counterfeit. This is about using others' third-party trademark. And if there are some counterfeit, parallel import doesn't mean the supplies of counterfeit products. We have this problem of counterfeit products like any other country, but our customs service is working properly. We have auto release, and we can issue documents quicker. But unfortunately, post-control problems with customs services, with tax services are still there, because our controlling authorities may require documents 3 years after these supplies. And we have to preserve this chain of guarantees, of this chain of claiming and the issues of warranty, the issue of guarantees is a huge problem for our selling companies who operating here in Russia, let it be refrigerators or something else. There are certain nuances that cannot be spoken loudly. And not to provoke further sanctions, but to say something positive. Everything is working, everything is transported, but the logistics is totally different. This is totally different world, totally different tools, totally different timing, and totally different approaches. Those who have been working in foreign economic activities for decades, they are not so frightened, but younger companies are much more frightened. But if we want to conclude if our partner is good or bad, you have to communicate. And unfortunately, this cross-cultural communication is really important. Earlier, we thought that Eastern Oriental countries require delicate approach, and now delicate approach is needed everywhere, because we all find ourselves in totally unfamiliar conditions. And the outcome for foreign trade it depends on ourselves, on our capabilities, on our communication skills. And if we could have this list of tools, which would be much longer. Yes, it would affect pricing, but still we can continue working together, building interactions, close interactions, friendly interactions, and we can improve these trade relations. Our country, our authorities are trying to facilitate this process. They are not impeding it. I can go on speaking, but I have to summarize that we are in a really new situation, new realities. Sometimes we were reviewing our reports once in 3 months, but now all senior managers have to monitor the situation every day, day by day, because new tools appear, some tools get abandoned, because, for example, yesterday Turkey released sanctioned products. Now today Turkey is not releasing certain products, but this situation, we still can handle this situation. Well, this is it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Irina. When you have been...
When a person knows the business for many years, it's interesting and useful to listen to this person. Yes, we are the moment of the break of the old system, when the system of British pound and East West company has been broken. Me, as a professional constructor, I managed to build many buildings in my life, but not in one day. If we have questions, we have an association of exporters and importers, and as colleagues and partners, we can cooperate with you. Yes, with pleasure. Thank you. Thank you one more time, Irina Valerievna. But in Russia, there's a notion of the commander's example. So do it like I do. And the Soviet system always built the system of beacons from those Soviet managers who came to the new location, new Russia, and many things were done right in the Soviet Union. That is why right now at this session I cannot just speak about theory. We need some practical experience, and such practical experience is my friend Elio Capiela, who came to Russia in a good suit, with a suitcase, and now he has a serious business, not because he got something has fallen from heaven to him, but he worked hard to make his business in Russia. You see, Ruslan, you can understand, for 6 days I work for the tax authorities in Italy, and only 1 day I work for myself. And many people do not understand that the taxation system in the Russian Federation is very liberal and very profitable. I used it myself, and I can say that Elio today implements not only his projects of high cuisine, but he has another project. He helps the Italian friends who want to work in Russia to localize their production here, to find new examples. He created a company, Elliott Group, which is today is the managing company for businesses which entered this association. They need to have a deal of communication, because all the rest they have already. Elio, so the floor is given to you. Good afternoon, everybody. You know me, Ruslan has introduced me. Yes, really, we have some current projects, but I would like to tell you not about our projects, but I would like also to show my contacts so we could work together with you in the future. But today I would like to tell about something else. So I represent myself as a living example of what possibilities were given in Bashkortostan for us. I've been working here for 10 years already. I have 100 employees. Thus, I can only thank you. Thank you, Russia. Thank you, Bashkortostan. Thank you for the possibility that you provided me with. So I respect you very much. So I love you with all my heart. I have 2 children. One of them was born in Italy, and the second one in Bashkortostan. And our relations has been strengthened in many aspects. It concerns our ordinary activities. I have employees. I also founded Elia Group, which deals with the assistance to Italian entrepreneurs. They deal with Italian projects in Russia. Initially, they work with the fashion projects. They had organized some events in Moscow. We have also representatives. Massimo, who represents our organization. We have the point of sales where very beautiful Italian clothing are sold. So we have mentioned another company. There are other projects. We have some objectives. We understand that not everything goes from the first time, but if we set a goal, we achieve this goal. We also want to found the school of exquisite cuisine. And we have some formalities to fulfill, but we'll do it by all means. Thus, we want continue working in Russia. We want to continue developing our cooperation with you, because we love Bashkortostan also, because my family is half Italian, half Russian. And you see, you know, in Italy, I work 7 days a week. I work all 7 days of the 7 days a week. And I'm proud that I can participate in this forum because I could get acquainted with you, because you understand our character, our mentality. I want to thank Vittorio because he helps us a lot. As an association president, he helps a lot, really. It's a real Italian UFA which has appeared due to him. Thank you. And thus, we can implement more programs. Yesterday evening, I had already told about this when we got back from the airport, but I leave my contacts and contacts of the associations. So if you like, you can come to Moscow on the 7th of June to participate in the feast where we'll present our collection. Please come. UPA will be also represented there. It's a very good and interesting event. I am waiting for you. I will not take much of your time. I want to say that the founder of the Coop manufacturing company had to be here as well, but he had some business affairs in Turkey and he couldn't come here. But I can assure you that he will come to Bashkortostan and he'll continue to develop this factory, and we will can create jobs for Russian citizens who will be working at this production site for these sports events. I don't know what to add more. Thank you. I will give the floor to Andrea Bettoni.
Президент
He's a vice president of the Association San Agustina. He is assistant of the chairman of the Chamber of Trade and Industry in the Republic of Bashkortostan. But I have to say that there are things that we pass through our heart, and sincerely I told to Andrea that I will help him, and I will help him like as he were my son, because a great Italian, Mr. Andrella, our friend with Mr. Terembidi, who passed away in the year 2020, the president of the Italo-Russian Chamber of Trade, and as the chairman, he gave me the right to work in Bashkortostan as a representative of this Chamber of Trade, and now, so I will make efforts to organize everything for Andrea so he could succeed in his activities. Many projects that came to UFA came to Bashkortostan due to Elio, due to Andrea, because he likes UFA, he likes Bashkortostan. He's a member of the Eurasian Assembly, People's Assembly. I think that he'll succeed, he'll manage to do everything. I think you'll talk in details about your fashion lines and about your other projects. Please. Thank you, Ruslan. But I will not tell about fashion, because there'll be a stylist and the owner of the company who will participate. So I will tell you a little bit about myself, about how we work, about how we try to expand these relations. I tried to speak in Russian, but then, frankly speaking, several years ago, I even didn't know where UFA was. Just I knew only one person in UFA, my master of martial arts. So I came here to spend here 1 month to train, but I was very much surprised when I see the city, because I saw that the city was well developing, that people are good, and so I like living here. I tried to get acquainted with other Italians who live there. That is why, by chance, I got acquainted with Celio, and immediately we agreed to try to work together to expand these relations with Russians and Italians. That is why I can tell that my task is to create to build a bridge between the people. And I would like to thank Ruslan and Elio and Victoria, who came specially from Moscow to participate in this forum. I remember a year ago when we participated in this forum, only me, Elio, and other people who became our partners from Elio Group, they participated online. That is why there were only 3 Italians here, and this year we have time to organize the Italian session due to our work. That is why probably I would like to give the floor to other Italians who also participate online to tell, to speak about their activities and their projects. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Now we'll pass to our online speakers, to our friends. Costa Matteo, are you ready? Presentation of the Door Design Company, the concept of a modular floating homes. He's representative of the design company. Now you see my screen? Yes, you see the presentation.
Okay.
If so, Costa Matteo, can we show Costa Matteo so we can see his face? So we'll start the presentation.
At the moment, I'm just presenting me. So,
Right now, I would like to introduce myself.
first of all, I'd like to thank you for this invitation and this chance, because
Я бы хотел поблагодарить вас за это приглашение и за этот шанс.
Андрей,
È meglio che parli in italiano, mi chiedono qua, così almeno capiscono tutto, tanto c'è l'interprete, il traduttore simultaneo.
allora parlerò in italiano.
Yes, because there's a simultaneous translation here. So I would like to thank you for this opportunity, because really I think that in principle it's very interesting. It's very interesting the possibility to share the opinions on the potential of development with other countries, because we are the company which deals with the production of floating homes. We would like to develop this business all over the world, so that we have our representation offices everywhere, and we are very interested in working with Russia. My name is Matteo Costa, and for 20 years I've been working on this project, and during the last 2 years I'm working in H2O design. Within 2 years, we built 20 floating homes. They are of different types. That is, we have some governmental sites, very heavy, and we have an internal organization which deals with construction and commercial questions. H2O design appeared in 2021. We would like to rethink the design process in compliance with our we would like to rethink the concept of the floating home. This is the certain transportation mean that you can control, because you can travel by water, you can rent it out, and it's a very profitable form of renting out. You can rent them for a short period of times for tourists, and we know that they function well. And we already built 20 floating homes, and they were sold during the 2 years of our activities, and I would like to say that this is an excellent result. So our turnover reached the figure of 1 million euro, and I think it's a very good result.
Malaysia and Singapore.
We've sent our homes abroad, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Singapore, and we work not only with the Italian market but with foreign markets as well. We studied the product. This is a modular product, and the modularity is the main characteristic of this product. That is, from various modules they can assemble this product, which will become a floating home. It consists of 5 modules, and these modules can be placed into containers and deliver to the place where it has to be installed. So everywhere, anywhere you want. Thus, it simplifies a lot the process of transportation of this floating means of transport. First of all, we've made great industrial job. We've created the assembly chain of this product, and we've manufactured 20 homes already. We had some problems, but now we have overcome these problems, and now we are ready to manufacture a good, reliable product. We also deal with renting these floating homes out. We're working in the hospitality field, and we have already started to create special centers. We are situated in the Maggiore Lake, near our office in Lombardia, in the north of Italy, near Milan. And now we have started to work in the Lago Maggiore. We created our first floating hotel. And now we develop a real Venice. That is, we have soon we'll have such home in Italy, and we have already started manufacturing these modules, which will be used afterwards for the construction of our hotel. So from the production point of view, the unstable element for our product is the search for materials. We search the materials that we are happy with from the point of view of production and from the point of view of their maintenance, so that this product, to make it reliable, for it to be stable under various temperatures, for it to support, to survive in marine water, to create a high-quality product with an excellent design characteristic. This product is a customized product, and it is possible due to the modular nature of this product, because the modularity is one of the key advantages of our product. Also, besides the living premises, we thought, what else could we create? Various commercial premises. It could be floating offices, floating restaurants, floating stores, and floating gyms. Various commercial premises could be made floating. So we can implement, we can create a product which traditionally was not used on water, and in the past so such possibility was not considered for such products. So this product was received in a very good way. We had a presentation at the exposition in Milan. In 2020, we presented our product to homes, water, showroom, and we had big success at this exhibition. I certainly would like to develop our business. I cannot say that we are a startup, but we are young as an enterprise in this sector of marine transport, and that is why we are interested in finding partners to develop our business at the commercial and the production level or elsewhere. In principle, we would like to cooperate with different countries. We are searching for partners in various countries. Thank you very much, Matteo. It's very interesting. It's a very promising direction.
The next speaker is Massimo Vello. He will present his brands and prospects for promoting it. Massimo is the founder of his brand. Massimo, you're welcome.
Buongiorno a tutti, sono
Hello, everyone. My name is Massimo Vello. I have been working in this field for 30 years now. This year is 30th anniversary of my design career. I produce garments. Russia is a very important market for us, and I'm proud and happy to listen to the previous speakers, and I'm happy to be part of this event. I think that this is really important event for developing our relations. All of us currently not only working with ideas, we are manufacturing garments for Cucinelli and for many other brands. And in the Russian market, we would like to not only offer design, but also we would like to take care of our customers who believe in simplicity, in beauty. I'm sorry, I have some minor technical issues. And also we would like to be recognizable in the Russian market, because our products can be found at some stores, but we would like to expand this cooperation. It's really important for me and for my partner. We would like to combine fashion and music as well. We would like to expand our cooperation between Italian manufacturers and Russian partners. In June 27, we will have our event meeting, and my partner Pupa is going to be part of it. I think he adores Russia, and like myself, he sincerely believes that our presence in the Russian market is our future as Italians. After many years of hard work, our company has been developing very actively. We offer luxury products from cashmere, from silk, from other noble fabrics, and we have a lot of music in our business, and this synergy of fashion and music is a very special thing, and it generates positive emotions in our customers. And our cooperation with Pupo is really important. He's like my brother. I think he treats me the same way. And it allows us not only to create products, but also to bring emotion to our end customers. And we would really like this brand to be well known in the Russian market. In Italy, we have lots of clients, not only in Italy, in many other countries as well. And we would like to have some joint products here in Russia. We would like to create something interesting for the Russian market. Actually, love is the key thing. We have to love what we do. We have to love our families. Love unites us. It never separates people. Love always unites people. And another uniting thing is music. Music and fashion unite people. Many Italians who are working here, they share this belief. And we do hope that our strength is made in Italy concept. And it's not only the issue of image, it's not only the made in Italy means trust, and trust is needed everywhere. I'm very pleased. I would be happy to meet all of you very soon. I encourage you to visit our event, which unites music and fashion. I could say a lot of things, but I hope that I can do it in person. And I hope we will have chance to drink a glass of Prosecco. I'm from Veneto, and we have to cherish life. We have to enjoy our lives. We have to be happy. Let's work together. Let's develop together. Let's do it with great pleasure. Let's make friends. Let's organize interesting events. This year, probably on September the 3rd, in my native town near Venice, we are planning to organize another important event. Italian celebrities will be there. It will be event about devoted to the 30th anniversary of my activities of my career, and the idea of friendship will be the foundation of this event. And we are going to work on foundation dealing with people with disabilities. We have to give, and then when we give, we receive. Thank you. Big hug for everyone. I was very pleased to be part of this meeting. Go forward. Go for it, Russia. Go for it, Italy. I believe that we will succeed. Massimo, thank you so much. This was brilliant presentation, like gelato cioccolata, chocolate ice cream. And the floor is given to Gianfranco Pavitero. He will present the visa services. Gianfranco.
Buongiorno.
I hope you can hear me. Good afternoon, everyone. We do like Prosecco as well. Therefore, we will do our best to visit your event. Good afternoon or good evening, maybe. I don't want to waste your time. Therefore, I will be brief. And I'd like to outline our activities, what Alma Viva does here in Russia. This is Italian company, one of the biggest technological companies. Our turnover is over 1 billion euros. We are dealing with data processes, and one of our lines of activities is outsourcing. We provide visa support, and we believe that this work will help us using our technological potential in a more efficient way. Our visa centers are located in different countries. We normally cooperate with Italian embassies in different countries. And every 5 years, embassies have a bidding for visa services. And we participate. We work in Dominicana, in Egypt, in Tunisia, in Colombia. Recently, we won the bid to work in Saudi Arabia. And 18 months ago, we also won the bid to provide visa support in Russia. And this tender, 2 operators were chosen. For this, VMC was one operator. This operator has been working in Russia for a long time, in Moscow. And Almaviva is the second visa operator. It cooperates with a Russian company, with Indian company, and we provide visa support in the territory of Russia. Originally, this project was developing very rapidly, and we looked at the number of visas being issued before the pandemic. It was about 600,000 visas that were issued in Russia for people to visit Italy. But then a pandemic occurred, and Consulate General of Italy in Russia, we had to revise our plans because the amount of visas issued decreased, and for understandable reasons. Currently, we are working with the second visa operator. We have certain plans for future developments. As you understand perfectly well, unfortunately, in addition to pandemic difficulties, we have more problems now. And therefore, currently, the number of the visas issued is much, much lower than we initially planned. On one hand, we tried to maintain our presence in Russia, in different regions of Russia. And currently, our visa center operates in Moscow. It issues visas for non-Moscow residents, like for residents of Kazan, of Ufa. It means that people from different Russian countries Russian cities can apply to us. Also, we have centers in Nizhny Novgorod, in Novosibirsk, in Krasnodar. And another visa center is in Samara, in Rostov-on-Don, in the south. Recently, we opened center in Krasnodar, and another center is in Ekaterinburg. Currently, this is the current situation. As I already mentioned, it is really important for us to use high technologies, and this is the first experience for us.
Biometria mobile, per cui ci è possibile
we have created the toolkit for collecting biometrical data, and these toolkits can be used not only in our visa centers. Our agents visit different territories, different cities and towns of Russia upon request to satisfy demands for biometrical data collection. We have been discussing it with Elio Capella how we could organize visa support services in Ufa. And in June 15, 16, my colleagues will discuss these issues of biometry and visa issuance there. Of course, our task, given this situation, when situation permits, and here I have to digress a little bit from our topic. When we plan opening new centers in Russia, the issue arises how we can provide high-tech equipment for those centers. If we talk about high-tech, for example, equipment for collecting fingerprints, for dactyloscopy, and other devices to collect biometrical data, not all such devices are available in Russia, and it is really difficult for us to provide these devices. Many of us have difficulties, but I think that we can handle it. It just means that it will take longer time. In the nearest future, as far as we can, we are planning to open our visa center in Ufa, and it will depend on circumstances. Not everything depends on our wishes. A lot depends on Consulate General, because visa centers requires employment of support staff. But as I promised to my friend Elio, we do hope, and we are ready, for example, once a week, we are ready to create such structure, such service that will provide these visa services in Ufa, and it will operate in Bashkortostan in general. We will do our best to provide the most flexible conditions. We can partially provide our services online. For example, maybe over time we would be able to renew visa online without in-person visit to our visa center. And this is what we are currently working on. We try to maximally simplify lives for you and for ourselves. Yes, of course, we had different forecasts. We were planning to issue 130,000 visas, but last year, given certain situation, the number of visas was about 20,000. In Moscow, we issued 80,000 visas and 20,000 visas in the rest of Russia. In general, 100,000 visas, which is much less. We do hope to see these numbers growing, but it is very unlikely that we could reach those volumes that we were accounting for before the pandemic. This is very briefly about our activities. I know that the issue of visas is really important. We have hundreds of thousands of requests, emails from people. We are in contact with Elio Capelle, and we are prepared to do our best to improve this service. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. And the final speaker.
I will come to visit you. Surely. We'll see each other. Francesca Vitali is the manager of
Mi sentite?
So, good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me. You know, with pleasure, I listened to the presentations of previous speakers, and I see these people are very interesting. These are people who create bridges between us. And I do hope that due to these people, everything will be normalized soon. I prepared a presentation, and I would like to speak directly about my business. My main business is a company which deals with the provision of services to bigger companies. We, in my company, we have never worked for the companies as big as Lukoil. So we deal with the problems of testing and technical maintenance for production companies, but we can see that we are the people who are aware of some other things. When we speak about the oil sector, we understand that this sector has had a lower technological development in comparison with other industries. We speak about the development of certain technologies, materials, and this development allows us saving time and money. For example, I can say that I have received a patent for a special separator of oil and water, and it works really fast. It's the modern technology, so its production capacity is 20,000 liters per hour, but it's not probably not very big figure, but in comparison with other technologies, it's a real scientific discovery. And in this connection, we, as a representative of the secondary sector of services, we deal with the provision of services like diagnostics, technical diagnostics. We can also make diagnostics based on the image, as I had already said. Now in Russia there are certain difficulties. It is quite difficult to work in the production sector, but nevertheless we think about transfer our Center for Technological Development to Russia. It is also related to the fact that my wife is a Russian, and she always tells me about the need for my work with Russia. And you know, wives, they know how to persuade their husbands, but you also know that this market has a lot of opportunities, And if the circumstances allow us doing it, in February I came to UFA and I saw that probably from my point of view it would be easier and more comfortable for my company to have this center in UFA, because it is really needed by the oil industry and the perspectives are really promising. So I'm speaking about the work in this market. For a certain time already, I've been related to Russia. It was my first working experience when I just graduated from the university. I worked with the state company, with the Russian company. It was at the era of the USSR, but I see that in fact I was really young and probably I didn't understand much at that time, but I saw already that the perspectives are really good. But I would like to assure that I will manage to come to Bashkortostan, to UFA, to be able to do everything that I'm interested to do to support. Thank you very much. So see you in Bashkiria, Francesco. Pizza and beer for free. Thank you, Ruslan, Andrea. Thank you to you all. Thank you for inviting me. See you, Francesco. Thank you. Our session has ended, but I would like to add a couple of words. I think that we would like to thank other Italians who came here. There's an Italian from Kazan. He has a restaurant, Basilica. And he's also in the company group. And another friend, Kerke, was from Genoa. And he also thinks moving to Russia. And he's also a member of the E-Group company. That was, I would like to thank them. Thus, we don't like to leave this place. You see, there is a plant. When it appears, it will stay there forever. Thank you very much. We would, first of all, attention. Now we'll go to the Philharmonic Concert Hall for the plenary session, because we have to be in the hall at 17:45. And I would like to thank the Eurasian People's Assembly. We started this morning from the business breakfast. He has, with the Prime Minister, he has a great international experience that we use and will continue using it. And our new acquaintance, the Russian Serb. I'm glad to be acquainted with you. Thank you, my friends. See you next time at the forum Trans-Urals in 2024.